I've always wondered on whether it is the good memories that give a certain fondness of a certain person, or is it the fondness of that person that gives us the good memories? I've always thought everybody always had that certain time in their life where they have their best memories. Perhaps some of my best memories come from when my sister and I lived with my grandparents. I had always looked up to my grandpa, and I still do to this day. In fact, one memory in particular always comes to mind when I do think about him. I'll never forget that time when my sister, grandfather, and I had driven the four-wheelers down to the river. Every weekend my sister and I couldn't help but get excited over the possibility of going swimming country style. We had our favorite spot down at the bottom of the valley that was just perfect for swimming during those hot summer days. Every now and then, old Farmer Johnson's cows would occupy those sweet, cool waters, but if we were lucky, they would be down at the other side of the valley. Our swimming hole had the perfect depth, and the current was just right. The water was as sparkling clear, and nothing was more refreshing. My sister and I used to pretend to be tadpoles and race each other to the other bank lined with bamboo sprouts. The weather was always perfect, with just the right amount of clouds and an abundance of sunshine. One day, however, the weather wasn't as perfect as it usually was. My sister and I were, of course, greatly looking forward to going swimming that weekend, but Grandpa had said that the weather was just too heavy to take the chance. And as usual, he just couldn't stand strong against his grandbaby squeeze. So we went, and even though the sky threatened above us, our imaginary fins explored every imaginary underwater cave. Our conversations with the little fish continued on from last week, and our races had begun. However, one raindrop began to turn into another, and like Grandpa had warned, we were forced to leave. By the time we made it back to our four-wheelers, the raindrops were coming more frequently and began to turn into a sprinkle. We began to race home, but then, not even halfway there, God let out to what seemed to be all of his pent-up anger. There was lightning and thunder, and the raindrops must have been the size of golf balls. The best part, you may ask, however, my grandpa laughing the entire way home. Of course, my little sister wasn't too happy, but all in all, it was completely worth the movie and popcorn afterwards. To this day, my grandma still doesn't know what happened.